Hello, my friends. It is the Toad again, and I'm going to be discussing. It's these teeth. I can't get me words around my teeth. I'm going to be discussing forge knives and rail spike knives. Just for a bit, just the ones I've got. When I first started in going into collecting knives, I used to see these, and I just thought these were just unfinished, and I didn't really like them. I've got to admit, I didn't like them that much. I thought, no, this is just lazy. They've just not bothered putting handles on them. Until I handled one myself, and I changed my mind completely. And bit by bit, over time, I bought a few of them. I've neglected that over the last few months, but I did pick one up recently, which is this one, because it's wonderful. So I'll just run you through what I've got and I haven't got. Now, for instance, this is a skeleton neck knife, which I've had for quite a long time. I can't remember who makes it now. I just use it as an odd job knife. I've got a couple of these. But this is what I thought, where's the handle? Perfectly functional, keeps the weight down. But is this a forged knife? Oh, it's debatable, isn't it? It's unfinished, as far as it hasn't got a handle. And then, of course, we look at blade blanks. I've got a couple of these that I'm still not put handles on. So, of course, there's this one, same thing. Is this the same? Whoa. Is it? I don't know. This is what, I didn't really see a difference between this sort of thing and this for a long time. There's another example. Lovely blade, still waiting for me to put a handle on. Same thing. Is it? It is usable. It's not as comfortable as a handle. It is usable though, as it is. Is it the same as these? Not really. But it's not got a handle. These haven't got a handle. So the idea being is that they've turned what would have been the tang into a handle. That's simplifying it a little bit. But the thing is, I do like them because they've got that personal look about them. And I think that's what it is I like. I like the fact that you can see the mistakes, you can see the hammer marks and so on. So let's just start. Here's a little one I picked up for a long time. This was a sharp knife. It still is a sharp knife. I've got other since I don't use this as often. I put it in this, I got this to store them all. And since I've done that, like a lot of things, it went under my bed and got forgotten about. But yeah, so this is, I'm not even sure what the name of this shape is, but as you see, it's a twisted handle, which sort of puts it in the same range as the rail spike knives as far as having a twisted handle, but it's not one. It's also got the curly, I don't know what the actual name of this style is, but this is lovely. Obviously all carbon steel. Got a little sheath for this. It's not scary to look at. It's a very good utility knife. These are all potential copies, if you like, of things that I found in the past. What's this one? This is a spike, for eating spike. Again, twisted handle. Jump it into your whatever, pull it up, eat it. Brilliant. I do like this. Yeah, I do keep threatening to buy a few more of these and throw all our knives and forks out and give everybody these to eat with. But that idea didn't go down too well with my good lady. Right, just a minute. It's going to have a little swig of tea. We'll be looking about this one next. I don't drink alcohol at all anymore. Part of that is because of my medication won't work too well if it's mixed with alcohol, and also I act like a complete twat when I'm drunk, and nobody wants to see that again. So tea's my drink of choice, that and orange squash. And obviously I don't smoke cigarettes as such. I've been vaping for a few years now, and it has helped my lungs a bit, although the doctor did say to me, or the specialist did say, I shouldn't be taking anything into my lungs that's not natural. But Yeah, there we go. So anyway, this one, so there's a lot of them have this curly design, which I stupidly don't know the name of. There's another one. This is really nice. There's quite a few like these. No, these are sharp enough to use. So this was like a forge knife. This is what your blacksmith's knife is. You know, this is how I always saw these. This is what the blacksmith knocks up a knife himself to use. He hasn't got the ability. He hasn't got the time or whatever to put a handle on, so he just does this into this. This is a very usable knife if you don't have the time or the inclination to put a handle on. Actually, I'll leave these out as I'm taking them out. There. There we go. And I'm doing this cockeyed way round as normal. Right. Then of course, slightly bigger version. This could almost be looked on as being a CX, broken back CX because of the shape. Again, very simple design. Been worked a little bit more. Obviously the blade's been polished, the edge been polished, same thing. Yeah, it's nice. They do work. They do work as knives, as using, and it surprised me how usable they are. None of these have got a huge amount of work on them, other than the fact of the blacksmith's shape what would have been the tang into this shape. There are better ones out there that have a lot of elaborate work on them, but I haven't got any of those. So there's that one. Then where are we? And then of course we come on to when they've been decorated a bit more. This one, again, very handy in the hand. There's nothing wrong with this at all. Let me just move the focus. As you can see, there's a lot of work being shown on the blade. And there's a naivety about these, a rusticness. You know, you can even see the heat marks on the tip there. They're simple and yet very individual. This one, I believe, was supposed to be a bear carving, which you can just about see. Yes, that's a bear on the end. Either way around, it's a lovely thing. There you go. Then, this is one of the first ones I picked up. You can get it out, so it's hooked itself in. There we go. And it's a ram's head, as you can see. Very clever. Again, they're twisted like the rail spikes. Nice blade. Let's focus it again. Not really just focusing, but yeah, so this is nice. I say, same thing, it's got all the work. You can see the work, you can see the metal. It's not been polished off, it's almost like a virgin knife as far as that goes. It is lovely. Not practical to use, no problem at all with that. You can use this. And I've got a glove on, which helps. But these little spiky bits do get in the way of your clothing if you wear it on a sheath, and I'm forever spiking myself with them. They're not practical in that way, but it does look good, and it would work on a dinner table. It's a conversation piece, if nothing else. But it is a nice piece. I think so, anyway. Look at that. There we go. Following that, we have another one of these ones that have had the handle just giving it a curl. A lot of these you find have a leather binding on them, which I've done and took off, and these ones I wanted to actually show them without the binding. See, this one's had a little bit more work done on the blade. I don't like this. Of all of them, this is my least favourite, I've got to admit. But it is usable. It does do the job. When you put some binding on this leather wrap, it does look better, but it's the point is it is a very naive cutting blade. So put you there. Start down this end. Same sort of thing. Oops, same sort of thing, but bigger. As you can see, See the work on the blade, decent size. You know, these do make very usable knives. There's no issue with that at all. Practically, they are they practical? Well, they are. Yes, they work. They do the job. They're like a no frills knife. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, they've definitely got some. You know what you're holding when you're holding this. If this had a handle, potentially it would just be another knife. Being like this, it gives it a very much an individual feel. Right. So this one again is I mean, obviously this is like done in the Skinner style. All of these are very sharp, by the way. As you see at the end there, this potentially could have been turned into a animal's head, but it wasn't. But in the hand, this is a brilliant knife. This feels so good to hold. It really does. Admittedly, I'm doing it with a glove, but yeah, nothing wrong with this at all. See, there's lots of different variations of these. And again, you can see the person's footprint, if you like, while they've made it. He's got a lot of personality, that's for sure. As you might see on these, every now and again you'll see the Raven Forge. Oops. Well, Raven Forge. Some of these are from there, some from other places, but yeah, they do have a really good selection actually. But if you look around, you'll find these all over the place. Oh dear. So it's a very hot day today and I'm sweating very much. I did have the fan on, but I've turned that off while I'm making this because it's a bit noisy. This is another style. You'll see a lot of these with the Raven head on both sides. Lots of variations on this particular one. I've only got the two, but yeah, again, look, it's a very, very good blade. Very useful. Yeah, so feels good. None of these are especially heavy, but they do have more weight than not. Right, so another Raven one. Now this particular one, it wasn't very clear on the other side. You see the design. So this side here, I actually did this myself to bring out the design. Oops. Hang on, let me just... yeah, so anyway, this was my work on this bit here, which I was really pleased with. I say it was very oddly, you can hardly see it, so I ground it off and did it again. This one obviously was the original. But even this isn't as clear, for instance, as this one, as you can see. So yeah, that was my little bit of handiwork. The blade itself is quite good. Oh yeah, and I put this on here as well. Ground that in. It's a rune. But you see, a lovely piece of metalwork. Definitely nice. Now we come on to another one of the rail spike knives. Here we go, twisted handle. These are surprisingly good in the hand. This is fully polished, this one. So this is a Skinner. Razor sharp, isn't that nice? So you got the finished blade sort of compared to the unfinished handle, but this is another one obviously from the forge, but this is really nice and it's very sharp, very handy to use, good weight. Along with that is, where are we? This one here, another spike. Slightly different design to that one, as you can see. more elaborate this side. Again, still got a lot of the blacksmith's work on it. Lovely, 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 lovely handle. I do like these. These are very, very worth having. I'm not a massive fan of these type, but these ones, yeah, I do like them. I do like the spikes, the real spike ones. And next of these is this one, which is done in the sack style, broken back sacks. This one's bigger than the others. Very front heavy. Makes a good chopper, this one, good cleaver. But if you're going to do that, you do need to put something on the handles, or it will bite you. But as you can see, it's sort of covered in forge marks. And if you have a close look on most of these, you can actually see heat marks. Are they on finished knives? Don't know. What do you say? I mean, any one of these, you could continue on with this and put handles on them. Polish them off. Yeah. So those, and lastly I've got these are rail spike ones, done in the sack style again. Very lovely knives these are. You know, it's that potential there. Household knives. This is quite, imagine this, it comes with a large chef's knife. You can do everything with this, and if need be, you could take it out to the field with you if you're going to be doing a bit of warring with your tribes and whatever. But there's a big knife. It's lovely. Very nice. Very nice. But it would make a good camp knife, this one. And finally, the same thing but a bigger version is this one. Same thing, twisted spike, rail spike steel. Obviously not real rail spikes, obviously, because rail spikes aren't this big. But it's their steel, I believe, that they're made out of. Same thing as sack style. Very sharp, very, very sharp these are. I don't know if you can tell, that's normally a good sign. Yep. So, my friends, there you have it. A selection of forge and rail spike knives. I hope it kept you entertained, and I hope you have the kind of love this sort of steel work as I do. In another life, I would have definitely been a blacksmith, that's for sure, or a fabricator of some sort. That's a definite. But there we are. So, till next time, it's goodbye from the Toad. Look after yourselves. Stay sharp, my friends. And I'll see you out there. Bye for now.